Productivity is one of those widely known topics that has been written and talked about for decades. And if you've ever read books like Getting Things Done, Atomic Habits, or 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, then you might have incorporated some kind of daily productivity routine into your life. Now, done right, productivity tools and systems can help us to stay focused, fight procrastination, and ultimately help us achieve our goals. But the problem is it seems like a lot of people get overwhelmed by trying to do too much, or they try to stick to a rigid, complex system that leaves little room for flexibility. And I'm kind of a productivity nerd who's bought all the planners, the journals, and the software tools to try to get as much done as possible. And I've been obsessed with things like getting the biggest ROI on my time, doing work that truly matters, and creating a daily routine that helps me achieve my goals. Now, the cool thing is that over the past few years, I've developed a daily productivity routine that helps me get my mind right, prioritizes all the stuff I need to do, and most importantly, make sure that I'm doing tasks that get the highest ROI on my time. Now, this has literally changed my life, and I think it could dramatically impact your life too. So here it is. Every day, I do what I call my 5-minute daily dump. Now, I'm not talking about the post-coffee dump, but I'm talking about a brain dump that helps me crush my daily and long-term goals. And it's actually broken down into 7 parts. Now, before we jump into the 7 parts, I'll just say you can do this on a piece of paper, in any kind of journal you want. You can do it on Evernote like I like to do, or Google Docs, anything like that. But the idea is just to set aside about 5 minutes where you can sit down and knock out these 7 steps that will really help you crush your day. So let's go ahead and jump into those 7 parts now. And so the 7 steps of the daily dump are as follows. Number 1 is your mantra. And you want to think about this just quickly for a few seconds, but this is really what defines the what and the why behind your daily routine. So for me, my daily mantra is growth and gratitude. And again, I just kind of either write this down or look at it quickly and think about what it means to me, because this is the basis for why I'm doing what I'm doing. You know, every day I want to do something that helps me grow financially, physically, mentally, whatever, and also focus on gratitude, because growth without gratitude to me is just not really worth doing. So after I think about the mantra, I go into what I call grounding, which is I want to think about the date, the day of the week, and the location. Now, I know this sounds stupid simple, but here's why I do this. You know how sometimes time just tends to fly by? You say things like, wow, I can't believe the year is already over, or I can't believe we're already, 2 quarters into the year, or I can't believe, this week just flew by. Well, this is how you actually slow time down, by being conscious and saying, what is the date? All right, and thinking about that just for a second or two. And then what is the day of the week? And then where am I? This helps ground you in space and time. And so the way that I do this in Evernote is I have a folder called Daily Dump, and every day I create a document or a new note with the date. And I think about the date, I think about my daily mantra, and then I'll write something like this. I'll say if it's Monday, I'll hit M, and then I'll hit at wherever I am, home, or if I'm traveling, wherever I am. And this also serves as a good reference to go back and look at where I was on this date and what I was doing. But again, the idea here, and this only takes a few seconds, is to think about where I am and what the date is. And after you do this for a few weeks and months, you'll notice it really does slow down time. And then the 3rd step is where I do what's called the brain dump. This is where I unload whatever is on my mind. This can be anything you're thinking about, any leftovers from the prior day, anything that's happening, if it's in the news or in your family or in business. Basically, you just want to dump everything that's taking up space in your brain so you can start from a fresh slate. So I might say something like thinking about how Bitcoin is breaking through, X price level, and, have to take the dog to the vet or whatever it is. And I'll just, however long, sometimes this takes just a few minutes. You know, sometimes this will take maybe just a sentence or two, and other times I might write a couple of paragraphs depending on how much stuff I have taking up space in my brain. But this is just such a powerful way to start the day because it's like clearing out the cobwebs. And then the fourth step is gratitude. I want to think of 3 common things, you know, things that are in my everyday life, and 3 unique things that I'm grateful for. And look, I'm not really into a whole lot of woo-woo stuff, but I can tell you that gratitude is an act. It's something that if you do and you practice on a daily basis, it will have a massive impact on your life. And so what I do here in Evernote is I'll go down and I'll just write something that I'm grateful for. You know, 3 common things that I typically choose are like health, family, and something related to lifestyle. And then I'll think of like 3 just completely random things. So I'll think about the fact that like I'm able to run 5 miles or whatever. You know, I'm thankful that my family's alive. I'm thankful that I have, you know, the choice to do whatever I want, right? This is just very quick. But again, it's the act of gratitude that matters. It's not saying like, oh yeah, I'm grateful for the life I have. It's if you take 30 to 60 seconds every morning or whenever you get your day going to just focus on these things, it really does make a big difference. And for the random things, it might be like, you know, cool fall weather or something like that, you know, just something simple, and maybe, you know, my new bike or whatever. Just pick random different things that you're like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that, or I took that for granted, right? It's the act of just really taking a look at it for a split second. And this is where we get to the practical stuff. So step 5 is where I look at my big rocks. This is where I review all of my multi-step projects. And at any given time, I have anywhere from like 5 to 20 projects that I'm working on. And so usually I'll copy and paste these big rocks from the prior day, but I will review them one by one. For example, I'll say, you know, film video series about Bitcoin fundamentals, right? Something that I just published. Or, you know, prepare for Cayman Islands event for our investing community, or, you know, whatever it is. You basically just want to think at a high level, what are all the projects that I have to do both professionally and personally that take more than one step or one single action? And that's kind of like the 30,000 overview of what you need to do. And based on that, you can prioritize. And then step 6 is today's focus, right? What am I doing today? Because the big rocks, some of these takes days, weeks, or months, or sometimes even years to finish. But what is today's focus? What are the 3 to 5 most important single tasks that I can do today? This really helps me drill it down to like the most important next actions, right? Because big projects can be overwhelming, and it's most important to think about like, what is the next thing I need to do? And then just go one step at a time. It's kind of like if you're gonna drive from New York to LA, you don't need to be able to see the whole path. You just need to see 100 yards in front of you, right? So for example, based on these big rocks, it might be like, you know, film and edit video number 1. And then for the Cayman event, it might be, you know, call a hotel to confirm or whatever, right? And I'll come up with 3 to 5 things, sometimes more, sometimes less, but that just helps me focus on exactly what I need to do on this specific day. The first 6 steps are the things that I do to get the day started. And then at the end of the day, I do a nightly review where I ask some questions and then look at whatever checklists I think are important at that time. So this is how I currently have it set up. So in my evening review, you know, I like to ask, what are 3 good things that happened today? And I think I got this from Tim Ferriss, but basically you want to look back with gratitude and say, you know, I've filmed my videos, you know, no problem, or whatever, right? Just, I was able to accomplish something, you know, something even as simple as it was a sunny day, you know, it was beautiful outside. You know, I take just a few split seconds to feel grateful for that. And, you know, number 3, it was like ate a great dinner or something. You know, it doesn't have to be mind-blowing stuff. It can be very simple, but it's good just to go back and to review that. And here's some other questions you can see that I've kind of picked up along the way. And then right now I'm focused on a health checklist, trying to drop this COVID weight. You know, I want to lift weights, do 30 minutes of cardio, eat clean, and track my calories and macros. Don't drink alcohol, and then stretch out the muscles, right? If I can do that, that's a win. So again, to quickly review, when you take a look at your mantra and your grounding, that is less than 1 minute where you go, look, here's why I'm getting up and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And here's where I am and where, both in space and time. And you just think about that for a split second. Number 3, the brain dump. That can take anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes. And then when you go into gratitude, again, usually that's about a minute. Big rocks, reviewing those, that can be quick or take a little bit longer depending on how busy you are. And then once you get through today's focus and you focus on those key things that you need to get done, the beautiful thing about that is if you bang those out quickly in the morning or in the first half of the day, that can leave you the rest of the day to have guilt-free time where you can do whatever you want. And then at the end of the night, I really like to sit down, take a minute or two, maybe sometimes longer, just to think about what happened that day, what went right, what I can improve, and begin to prepare for the next day. So I hope this is helpful. I want to kick it back to you and ask, what is something that you find yourself doing on a daily basis that is a productivity hack or something that really helps you stay focused? And again, this is something that I've developed over the course of several years, reading different books, looking at different systems, and this is what works for me. You might want to copy and paste it for yourself, or you might want to pick 1 or 2 little small things that you can add to your day. But again, on average, I think this lasts maybe about 5 minutes a day. And if you do it consistently over an extended period of time, I think it'll make a dramatic impact on your life. So thank you guys for watching. Give this a thumbs up if you like these videos, and I will see you next time. Take care.